Soul samples are essentially the foundation of hip-hop. So many artists use them across all genres of hip-hop actually. Today, I'm gonna be showing you how to make soul samples, alright? The first thing you want to do before making a soul sample is actually go listen to soul music. Look up classic soul artists, and then here you'll have a catalog of music that you should go listen to. This is important because you have to understand the actual music that you're making before you make it. So to make this authentic, I do recommend going and listening to some soul artists beforehand. But now, it's time for the first step, the piano. So the prerequisites is that you want it to be spacious. Keep it simple and spacious. Just make it a good foundation, alright? All I did here was a simple chord progression in C major. I used 7th notes for each thing, which is 4 notes. Also, I used bass chords to make it fuller. And one thing I try to do here is add as little repetition as possible. So for instance, hip hop is very repetitive. It's usually 4-bar or even 2-bar loops that just go over and over again. So here I try to keep each 8 bars unique. Alright, now it's time for some strings. Here all I did was a very simple counter melody. No chords, just some bass notes and some top line. And then for the last 4 bars, I did this rising up thing. Also, pro tip, whenever you're making these, practice recording them in live. This is hard at first, but once you get good at it, you'll have way more authentic samples, they'll be way more human, and they'll sound more real. Then I moved on to this electric piano. It's just following the chords and trying to add a little bit of accent to the track. Honestly, just keep everything simple. Soul music is very simple, but it requires taste, I guess, is the best way to explain it. So here, I just added this little guitar, a little delay going on here. And then I added this flute section. Now I didn't use this whole part, I kind of chopped this up a little bit. I added this to use it in a different section apart from the strings because they both play in the same frequencies. Keep in mind that soul is a very jazzy genre, basically doing unorthodox things. So I'm not telling you to go out of key or do a bunch of complicated rhythms, but flow, just go with the flow, honestly. Make a lot of rhyme without reason, you know what I mean? Like, don't follow theory, just do what sounds good. Now, you're probably wondering where to get sounds like this. I have just the thing for that. I made a sound kit that has tons of sounds for beautiful melodies just like these. Now, it's not fully soul, but eventually I'm going to be making a soul kit that has every sound you could need for soul. So go join my Discord to stay updated on that. But for now, you can go check out the Majesty sound kit. It has over 400 sounds for majestic melodies like these across all genres. It'll be in the first link in the description. But now, it's time for the drums. Usually I start out with the kick and the snare just to get that groove going. Also, for the drum sounds, you're going to want to keep them slightly off time and also randomize velocity just to give it that human feel. Then I added this 4-step hi-hat pattern. It has one hi-hat hitting loud and then the other hat hitting quiet, and it just gives it that really groovy feel. Then I added some cymbals. Really keep these drums pretty simple. As long as they give the track some rhythm and groove, they're doing the job. Okay, and then for the fun part, I added this bass pattern. It's pretty complicated, non-repetitive. Honestly, just loosely follow the bass notes. It doesn't have to be exact. And also add really short notes like this and like this, just to give the track some groove. And that's the full sample done. And now you're just gonna want to add one more thing, and that's some wind chimes. So in any soul kit, you'll have wind chimes like this. And it's basically just the cherry on top for a soul track. Also, I added this drum fill at the beginning of each main section. And last but not least, I added RC20 to the master, just to give it that vintage feel. Here are the settings that I'm using. Now finally, here's the full sample. Alright, if this video was helpful to you in any way, or you enjoyed it at least, make sure to like and subscribe and join my Discord. It really helps a lot. Anyways, peace out.